All right, welcome back, everybody, to the LCS Academy. We are rounding the end of Super Week. We got one more game on the board, but it's intermission time here for Immortals Progressive taking on Dignitas Academy. Gentlemen, you know what that means? It's time to play everybody's favorite game, Newly Duos. So last time, yesterday, Desrex, Cubby put in a respectable score, batting 500, 3 out of 6 answers correctly. Definitely didn't run it down like your other duo,
like
Josh.
Joshi.
Yeah, like Joshi. We'll see if you can do better.
That hurts.
Say it loud. Say it clearly.
We're gonna see if you know Cubby as well as he knows you, or maybe even better. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Our first question is: what is Cubby's peak solo queue rank?
Grandmaster.
All right, Cubby.
Early season Grandmaster, you know, but yeah, it's GM counts. GM counts.
It still counts.
I count it, therefore it counts.
All right, we got one out of one already.
That,
like
Josh?
I don't have a sound effect, but good job.
You hear that, Josh? I know you're watching, Josh. I know you're watching.
All right, we're gonna just roll right on through these because this is all about how well you know Cubby. Now, what college did Cubby coach at? Famously, a collegiate coach.
Oh wait, was this Grandview?
Not famously.
Is that your answer?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait.
Trouble in paradise here.
Okay, because I know you went to Ohio, Miami, so I'm afraid on this one. You know what? I'll just follow through with it. Ohio, Miami.
And the answer? Yeah.
Miami University of Ohio. Co-founded the first D1 esports program there and did some coaching in the past year or two.
You're flying through this, Destrix. You got 2 out of 2 already. Okay, I'm going to have to make it a little harder for you. I'm going to have to make it a little harder for you. Like, here you got to think about this one. What does Cubby want to see in... Oh, actually, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Which player in this series does Cubby rate the highest?
Does Cubby rate the highest?
Yeah, out of all these players, who's he rating?
I don't even remember my answer to this one. I hope Pyra knows.
I mean, dude, you get to decide what the answer is. This is nothing to me. I'm reading them out. Yeah, who do you... It's your choice.
Sick.
Is this the overall?
I think this can be however Cubby interprets it. I'm trying to make it a little hard for you.
You know what?
How would Cubby
answer
shooting
it out? Pretty.
I'd go overall with pretty, yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Wow. Holy moly, he's 3 out of 3.
Wow.
Okay, so he's doing as good as you were, Cubby. All right, you know what? Like, I really got to make this more difficult. I got to add some more. We're going to make you both think a little bit on this one. What does Cubby want to see in game number 2?
What does he want to see?
Wait, what?
This is a very hard question for me because Cubby has these very deep answers, man. This guy knows the game on a level that most of us can't even match. So trying to figure out an answer that's appropriate for someone
he's the
of
big
his
brain
caliber,
Cubster, man.
Mr. Collegiate Coach right here, of the MVP right here, Mr. President right here. You know what?
I'm just raking in the compliments here. I'm just enjoying it. It's going great.
This is
what
excellent.
does Cubby want to see in game 2?
You're running short on time. I need an answer.
XU.
More from XU. Is that the answer?
Generic,
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say a Talia ban. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see no Talia.
I think that, yeah, unfortunately, close but no call. You still have 3 out of 4 doing well, Destrix. We're going to keep on rolling because it's going to keep getting harder. What was Cubby's worst take going into the Academy?
You're not going to get this
SummerSplit.
But yeah, you're not going to get this one. It was pretty bad.
Worst take?
You just got to follow the man's feed.
Liquid.
Yeah, you know, that's been a work in progress. But no, my worst take going into summer, I have been in multiple junglers DMs talking about Morgana jungle because I thought that Karthus would be one of the blinds, and people were like running a lot of Lilia and Karthus, and I thought Morg would be really good, especially with Cog Lulu on the last patch. And we didn't see Morg. I do have a couple sources that said they tried it in scrims though into those 2 champs, and it went okay. That's about as close as I got.
I mean, we'll have to see if yet to say, but yeah, Destrix unfortunately not getting a point on that one. I do want to give you some creativity points. So this, I've saved the best and the hardest for last. Who does Cubby think will be the greatest support player in North American history?
In North American history?
Don't overthink this one, man.
Oh, that just got tough.
Don't overthink this one, man.
Let's see if you can go 4 for 6 or if you're going to tie Cubby.
In North American history, don't overthink, you say. So,
keyword will be.
Yeah, will be. Ayla. Wait, let me
Busio,
take it
man.
back.
Come on. It's
Oh,
Busio. You can't take it
I'm
back.
sorry, Desrex.
I
Hey,
said
look, it
don't
was a nice
overthink it.
try.
It came
But,
back to me at the last second. I was like, wait,
man.
he's a Busio fan. He was
Well,
excited
what
for
I-
100 Thieves Academy.
What I will
Busio
say,
today.
specifically, is I think that Busio will be the best support that NA has produced. So that means like native player. It's hard to top Core JJ, but
All right.
Yeah.
yes, that is my sales pitch for Busio and the future of Busio. So
All right. Well, the final score, Desrex, you got 3 out of 6. So you and Cubby definitely know each other pretty well.
that's right.
And,
hope
well,
you-
I now pronounce you a caster duo who are going into Champ Select for our final game of Super Week. Take it away.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here, Pyro. Get out of here.
Look, what was
Get
that?
out of here.
What was that?
I just wanted Josh to see that more than anything. I still know you're watching, Josh. Anyway, Dignitas Academy versus Immortals Progressive, getting into game number 2. After that performance that we saw from Immortals Progressive, I'm watching out for it. You talked about it. Talia ban. Is it going to happen? We'll find out.
Please, for the love of God, take Talia away from Pretty Man. He's way too good at the champ. Did he die even that game?
I think he did once. I don't think this was another perfect KDA one. We'll find out. We'll look back.
It's been filthy, just utterly filthy.
Yeah.
Karma ban for me, that tells me that usually draws out the Senna ban, so Immortal's going to respond in kind. We will see if Talia is yet again left on the board. No, it is not. Thank you, Dignitas. Paying some respect over to pretty where respect is due. We'll see if IMT decide to take out another marksman in the Lucian, but we have seen Lucian be dealt with effectively in quite a few games just by taking range. Unless it's Yon's Lucian. That's been pretty thick, as that did carry them to a win today. No Lucian ban will be Wukong instead taken away from XU. That tells me that Dig would not be surprised to see a Lucian first pick here.
Yeah. It is the #1 play champion by Spawn so far in this split, so not going to be a big surprise here. The number 2
He's been good at it.
would have been the Senna Kench lane, following up with Dignitas, but yeah, Lucian getting locked in, so see what the response is going to come in, because when I start looking at Immortals and I'm trying to think what's their counter going to be, I know that Draven is already one of their set picks to go into the Lucian, but you never really know with Arrow, man. He's a wild case.
It's Renata Draven, man.
It is.
Don't overthink it. It is Renata Draven.
I can't overthink it.
And I like Immortals locking in the Renata first. As Joey, I mean, it's 7 plays now for Joey on the Renata. He's been really good at it. I think it's been a big part of Immortals' wins. He looks very comfortable on the champion. Always has since it first came out. We'll see if it's the Draven now, though. If they go for something different, could be a Viego or a jungle pick for Chad. Viego will not be the case. It is the Draven now. I expect a Dignitas to respond in kind with either a Nami or you could get crazy here, Desrex. I didn't give you the freebie for newly duos. You know what that would have been?
What would have been?
Which champ did I one-trick to GM?
You one-trick to GM.
Pretty much.
That's a tough one. What,
I was a
Leona?
2-trick, but it's pretty much the 1-trick.
I remember you saying Leona.
I was a Leona Braum 2-trick, but
Braum,
notably a
right,
third-party website said I was the best Braum on the server, so I've ran with that ever since. I actually think Braum, it's kind of booty into Renata and lane, but it still pairs really well with Lucian. Not the case, though. It's the traditional Nami. And then, of course, the traditional, what we are not even recognizing or really blinking an eye at, blind pick Tony Top Jax, as that is the game plan for the top side. Tony Top is best champion, most successful champion is the Jax. And that will be a Lilia, which, curiously enough, for Immortals is a bit of a flex, as Vital has played it before on the top side. So we will see what the plan is for Immortals, and that Lilia, if I'm Dignitas, I have to ban the Yone. I know it's like, I think it's an okay matchup for Jax even, just I do not want to deal with Lilia Yone. It's way too easy to execute with those two champs.
So now the first part of the draft done. As you were saying, Tony Top will have his Jax, which... you said it's part of the game plan. It literally is probably in the playbook for the coach. Just give Tony Top Jax if it's not banned. So having that locked in over on the top side, a very lane-dominant pairing in both the Lucian and Nami for the bot side of Dignitas, but it is met with the answer that Arrow and Joey have drafted, being the Draven and Renata, and so far so good going into that lane and taking that pick. Lilia paired along with it to flex.
Yeah, curiously enough, it looks like, so Kindred, Lee Sin to me, like those are two champs that are playable into Lilia, but the Rengar ban from Dignitas is interesting, because that tells me that they are expecting that Lilia could be flexed to the top side still. Might be scared for some jungle bans. I think important to note, Viego is still up throughout all this. You want to throw another ban. They could take away the Viego, or you could take away some things from Kennen, or from IMT that could be good into the Jax, like the Kennen. I got there eventually. Instead, it is the Gangplank that will be denied from Vital, who, funnily enough, does have 2 plays on the Gangplank, is yet to win a game. As Viego, we said it was on the board. IMT thinking about it.
I'll bring it for the time being. Played twice so far by Chad. So looking for this final lock-in. Nope, gonna flex it away once again, and it is gonna be the Graves. The tried, the true, the trusted Gunman has worked well in game number 1, and it's a champion he's very proficient in.
It was banned from him like all of summer. So, or last summer when he first came into the scene. Spring, we didn't see it as much, but, you know, wasn't exactly super meta. Something that Chad's always comfortable with, it is a matchup that a lot of these junglers will take into the Viego. Axu did play this against Shaden. Did not get the best of him in that game, but will be looking to bounce back, get the best of Chad here. As now it's just mid lane pick for Insanity. Whatever he wants to blind. Most common blind has been Azir. Talia's off the table. I think Azir is good. So I actually kind of want to see Azir here from Insanity. That or something like Victor, I think could be alright, but then you're going to get Corkied. And it could just be the Corki summoning circle.
Might get Corkied when you can become the Corki. Pulled it out before.
That's true.
Gonna pull it out again. Yesterday it was against Cloud9 that this Corki got pulled out on. Insanity, you know, with those cuts, when it comes through with a lot of these dragon fights, when you are able to get the package, it can be devastating to have to deal with for these mid-game fights. But if that desync ever does happen, it takes away a lot of the power of the Corki.
What's the option for Pretty? Is it a LeBlanc? Is it a Zoe? Zoe is his most played. 3-1 on the champ. More mid-lane priority for Chad. So again, the game plan for Immortals, it is a full court press in the early game. All about shove, all about what Chad can do with these early invades. And for Dignitas, they can get Corki to the later stages. We saw what Spawn can do in the team fights with Lucian. I think it's another comp that he team fights rather well into. I think one of the big differences, though, this game is the fact that the ranged engage and poke from IMT could be very difficult for Dignitas to deal with. So he can somewhat match Corki poke, and also the sweeps coming in from Lilia could be big if those swirling seeds connect. It is one way to get around the range that Corki does possess for Dig. So for IMT, I think they play around Corki package. I actually really like their team comp again. They should have winning lanes, should have push. We'll see if they're able to play it out correctly.
Now, I'm curious how bloody this game is going to get. We know both of these are very volatile teams.
Yeah.
And these compositions still really, really play to that. You saw how Arrow was playing on that Draven. He had a killer instinct. He was willing to dive far to be able to secure his first kill. And the rest of the draft so far, you know, Insanity being on this Corki for those mid-game team fights. You know, I want to propose a question to you, Cubby. How bloody does this game get? How many kills do we get in total?
Over 30 for sure. Yeah, over 30. I'd say the pace, though, I'm going to go with kill a minute again, as I feel like that's where these two teams deliver. The one thing that could be stopping that, I did talk about some of the win cons for Immortals, but Tony top in the side lane out of this Jax. There's no way that IMT can deal with that if the Jax gets going. So, could be a big key here for Dig.
All right. I'll put my bet down. I'm going to say we're going to have a total of 45 kills.
45?
45.
All right, I will go
I'm going big on
44.
this one.
I'll go 44.
44!
Yeah.
You're cheap, Gubby. Come on.
Nah, no, you know what?
Doing the Price is Right method.
I already said 30. It's fine.
We'll see how
Well, no,
this
the Price is Right method would be 46 because you can't go over.
Right. You're doing the reverse on me this time.
I know my game shows. Oh, JJ's got a burn flash.
Flash over the wall, resource down.
I'd say that handshake went in IMT's favor.
Yeah, very much.
That's one of those handshakes where you throw out your hand, like with, you know, your palm facing down, because like you're gonna have the dominant handshake. It's the car salesman handshake that Joey just gave JJ.
Palm facing down.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because then you are dominant. You have control of the meeting. That's a very common salesman technique.
I was thinking it was one of those things where you just kind of pull them in for like the chest bump, but they're not expecting it and just kind of trip on you.
Now, that's what we call a dab gone wrong.
A dab gone wrong.
Yeah, you know, you're trying to like dab up the boys, and then you know you kind of go
Is this
sideways.
something you learned alongside Rafa?
Oh, absolutely.
Getting our attention back into this game. I'm gonna be watching where Chad paths. because he's very much aware of this Lucian Nami combo and aware that JJ is now missing his flash. The thing about Chad is he's been more of the invasive jungler. He usually likes to play around counter jungling against.
I just like invasive, like he's some sort of invasive species.
He is. Is he not?
Oh
He's
my
going
God.
into a jungle that doesn't belong to him.
The cheese has gone wrong, is what we're getting at here.
But that pathing, I want to see if he abuses that flash or if he's just so focused onto XU and trying to catch him out on any match pathing that he can do.
I like how pretty he's rocking the green skin for Immortals. I feel like that's on purpose. As pretty dropped the ward there to see if XU pulls any funny business, but at the moment, this is probably the most standard pathing I've seen from Chad so far this split. Just going to full clear on the Graves, meet at the bot crab, which, to be fair, would be favored for Immortals as this bot lane, Renata Draven. Very strong early. Mostly we see Callista Draven, or Callista Renata into the Lucian lane, but Arrow. His Callista's been good, but the Draven is the flavor of the month. And for Arrow, it's been pretty good for him so far.
Flavor of the career. Let's be real on that. Still pushing in. XU will be faster
favorite
to getting over here towards the bottom lane, but has yet to clear his red, so just doubling back for that. We'll get the full clear coming out from both junglers on this.
And it is Chad skipping over that blue to pick up the crab. Will beat.
Oh man.
It's nice.
Oh man,
Good
Arrow.
trade.
Jeez, Arrow.
I mean, Arrow's pumping out the damage, but that was all from Joey on this, again, first pick Renata on red side this time. Joey showing some of the value of this champ. Joey, again, has been fantastic on Renata, so
good.
I think the priority for IMT makes some sense, as Arrow doing a nice job making sure that Nami Lucian stand under their tower early, but like we saw in the last time, level 5 is one of the break points where we feel like Nami Lucian can start to get into the lane.
Another seasoned Academy player in Tony Top will be facing off against Vital, and for Vital, you know, again, welcome to Academy. We'll be facing off with Tony Top, who has been a menace whenever he's able to get this Jax. Another challenge for him to go through, especially when you're considering that XU is hovering around this side. Chad not too far off. Reveal has now been shown, but at the bottom lane, once again, Joey pulling in another one for Arrow to wail on.
And Chad with the hover, again, full clear. He's trying to take the Krugs on the respawn, just keep himself going. This is actually really good pathing from Chad, because he played towards the lane with priority to get the crab first, and now he's hovering in his top lane, where Lilia, you expect a 3-wave crash into the bounce out. So Chad doing some nice work to make sure that Lilia cannot get dove there. Actually will come up empty, and Chad ahead on the jungle clear.
Now setting up something right here. Arrow going for the dive.
Deep.
Turret gets locked onto Joey. Arrow's still going to be able to secure it. He flashes away. JJ trying to finish the job. Arrow survives. What a vicious tower dive here, but there it is.
Nice.
The waves land onto the back of Arrow, and a double kill is picked up by JJ.
Okay, I've got to say, okay, first off, really good play by JJ. He's trying to pull the wave so that it actually shoves in the spawn. That's really nice. Well done by the support of Dig. I will say it is a 2-for-1 in favor of Dignitas, but look at the items. I feel like Arrow still got a decent trade there. As, speaking of good trades, Tony Top, my god. Really letting Vital have it, as Vital just burned that TP to get back in the lane, and will have to take the long walk back.
I mean, even though it's a 2-for-1, it's still a very, very low value 2-for-1, because 2 kills went on to JJ, and Spawn only got 1 assist off of that.
And also, look at this giant creep wave that Immortals are going to deny. Why was that too aggressive? Because the handshake, JJ actually walked in front of and face-tanked, so it could not connect on the spawn. And they spread out, so they were not able to be attacked. Actually, really well played by JJ on the dive. Those 2 kills, well observed. But I would also say Immortals have done a better job of setting Lucian behind this game than they did the last. It's a big deal moving forward. As pretty. That Battle Star is going to hurt.
Nice wave denial coming out from the bot lane play, as well as denying that extra assist that could have made it a little bit better for Spawn on that trade. Now the Dragon started up. Trying to get a steal is going to be XU, but he walks right into Immortals, and They let loose on him. He gets low, has to back off. Look at Pretty, though, over the wall. Did he miss the paddle star for that one? Insanity stays alive off of that. That would have been a big pick, but Pretty's still going for it. On the opposite side of things, Arrow's able to grab another kill. Cashing on those adoration stacks. Immortals progressive all over the map. Chase out Dignitas.
I'm just really surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised these two teams are throwing down. But I wish Dignitas would have a little bit more discipline here. Because Arrow, the item differential between him and Spawn is big. They already were on the Dragon. X could go find something else elsewhere. Tony Top has had a tremendous shove in the top side. There are top side camps that are available for Chad. I think it's better for Dig to cross map and to lean into some of the aspects where they get stronger later, like Tony Top on the side. Like the Lucian that gets better in the Draven as the game goes on. But at the moment, that's not the case. And if you do this against Immortals, they will punish as Arrow just absolutely shreds the side of Dignitas.
Runs right through them, collecting in on those adoration stacks very early this time. And we're going to have to do our producer check-in because I want to see how much gold he's netted. Let's see. Observer, got it. Bring us to Arrow. I know he's got those adoration stacks. Don't you hide him from me, Mr. Producer.
We're trying to find him here. As there we go.
There we go.
28. How much gold, though? That's
stacks.
the real
How much
question.
gold, yeah.
Do we get the hover?
Get the hover.
Boom. 462. That's pretty good. Good chunk of that now 1.5k gold lead for IMT, who are, again, utilizing the early game champions rather well. Big thing for Dignitas, though. First Dragon went over to IMT. They have bot lane push. What does Dig have? Topside push. With the Jax, with Merc Treads, that will get a lot of mileage. Are they going to be able to make a play for this Rift Herald? And at the moment, it looks like Axiu actually cleared out his topside camps. If moved bottom. JJ's on the hover, but if IMT is able to group push this, Joey hits 6 off this wave, I believe. Should be a Rift Herald start for the side of Immortals.
Oh, already starting it up is Chad.
Good try.
And with
it was close.
Being on the bot side, as he said, yeah. Easy Herald grab. So cashing this in, more early game gold coming out for Immortals. Could use some over on this top side where Vital is dealing with this matchup against Tony Top's Jax. Just hovering around there. Vital doing okay in that matchup, not really giving up too much.
His team's winning. That's the important part, right? He's living out the top lane dream.
I remember a bit of advice I got when I first started playing League of Legends, and it's you gotta learn how to let people win for you sometimes.
That always limited me in solo queue, but that's fine. Dignitas doing a nice job of that here, as Axiu does at least deny one camp away from the side of IMT. And Arrow does have to drop a few waves, but Rift Herald is up for Immortals in the inventory of Chad. That's power play potential for the side of IMT. We'll see if they can use it. My guess, I don't know what gives this away to SRX. I have a feeling they're going to use it bot. I don't know why I think that. Just an educated guess. I don't know. Maybe?
Just marksman herds. Chad's playing one. Arrow's playing one.
Arrow with Draven? Who knows? Gold on Draven? Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Chad.
With that lethality. Those axes.
Oh,
boosted up by the Qs.
Might just be a map cross. Chad's baiting it. Oh, Spawn, that's aggressive dash in.
Spawn going in with the calling.
Wow.
But Arrow really doesn't mind on that.
Yeah, Arrow's really far ahead this game. Even more so than the last, where Spawn actually did a nice job of picking up enough CS and utilizing the later levels, but I think because Dignitas opted into the fights around level 5, again, Arrow's Draven really strong then, outside of lane, especially when he's just allowed to utilize the whirling axis to the fullest extent. Dignitas did not like that, and they are suffering for it in many lanes, as Dig still have a nice gold lead for themselves, or IMT, I should say, still have a nice gold lead for themselves. More points going over to Arrow, as they're almost opening this one up to 2k, and still have Herald in their back pockets to use to get even more points in their pockets.
At this point, to get first brick, Chad is taking his recall XU, focusing down to the bottom lane. Ward's going to spot him out. Arrow looking to get away from this one. XU does have a splash. Out comes the hostile takeover. Buys a lot of time for Arrow to get away from XU, and the bot lane of Immortals Progressive survives.
And Joey again. Like, the hostile takeover. He gets caught in the brush, just able to use it. Forced multiple summoner spells out of Dignitas for absolutely nothing. As Joey, he will only lose a wave and a dragon for it. And Chad, of course, lying in wait. He does have about 40 seconds left to see what he wants to do.
Vital. Sleepy Trouble Bubble on Insanity. A good chunk
He does
right
have
there before the
package,
fight
though.
even breaks out.
Yeah. He does have package. That wave is crash bot. Chad's dropping that wave to try and make a play for this dragon. And Dignitas, knowing that Arrow's coming out of base, will be granting the second dragon of the game over to IMT. I think is important for them. Again, early game win cons. Good for IMT. We'll see if Chad blitzes that Rift Herald down bot, though, because the Dignitas bot lane is on reset. If he drops that thing now, they can get a crash and try and get first brick onto Arrow. That will be the next move.
Yeah, going down there. Joey just waiting in the wings. Spotting out where XU is going. Package, unfortunately, used
That is a
into the mid
colorful
lane.
package.
Beautiful package, honestly.
That's well
Great
fertilized from that Corki skin.
And now here we go. Under attack is the tower. Getting it low enough for Shelly to get that charge for the first brick. His name of game for Immortals. Not going to find it, though, yet. Still a good influx of gold going on to Arrow. A lot of plates cashed in, and they do have it low enough to where they can just auto it down.
Good stuff from IMT, textbook. Again, Chad on this Graves, I think has had a really nice game. Switching up the clear this time. I know I've been critical of Chad, as I do love level 1. I feel like level 1 is part of the game. Chad takes full advantage of that. But this has been a more standard pathing from Chad on a champion he's very comfortable with. I think that his setup early to go take that bot crab while his lane had shove and then go protect his top laner while he was getting pushed in on the bounce was very good. And speaking of his top laner, Tony Top, really nice trade there. Again, Tony Top he gets out of control in the side lane. I feel like that's the best win con for Dig. That and Corki scaling. But not the case at the moment, as Dignitas will be under siege for a while.
Trying to find an advantage over on this top side. Tony Top has been harassing Vital quite a bit, but finally the lullaby goes off. Vital expecting more aggression to come out of Tony. Tony just gets quelled.
Pretty. You gotta play before they time out. As overall, though, it has been a lot of priority in the hands of IMT with Pretty. But again, one of the bright spots for Dig and Sanity. Keeping up in CS and now trying to push himself further ahead of the Zoe. We have seen what Corki can do on this patch, and it is good. It's especially in the later stages. It gets pretty gross. So, again, Dig have options as we go later into the game here, Desrex. It's just, can they get there? And at the moment, Immortals playing very cleanly to make sure they cannot.
Every second that ticks by, I worry more for Dignitas. Hyping up Pretty, but it's also Pretty Zoe at the same time. Pretty, just such a good split coming out from him so far. High kill participation, high damage, high KDAs, complete package over for Immortals Progressive. And with that lead and making it hard for Insanity to be as impactful, has been working out well. Now play coming out over on this top side. Spawn getting pulled right away as, again, Arrow and Joey. Just so much of a threat, so much
Vital
presence on that top side. Now Vital showing some presence of his own, going right after Tony Top. Tidal Wave running down the middle. Arrow sidesteps it and sidesteps the bubble. So Dignitas trying engages, not finding them.
And look at how Immortals with Chad and Pretty. Chad clears so fast. Pretty is here. He has the move. Oh, Chad's dashed forward.
Watch forward. He's going into 3. Now flashes away, gets away from the bubble. Rest of Dignitas fall low, but not going to drop. Chad just drawing them away.
Chad's calculated, and it will be another tower falling in favor of IMT as the plates are down. Those towers melt, and Immortals stretching that gold lead out to 4K. It's been good stuff from them. I'd like to see them making team plays and playing around the lane that's strong. This has been good textbook play from IMT.
Good play so far, giving them a 3K gold lead. 2-0 in towers. The only Drake, only 2 Drakes belonging to them. Speaking of those Drakes, we do have another minute before the Infernal spawns, but unfortunately, some difficulties do happen, and we are just getting word that a break, not a break, excuse me, a pause has been started. So, welcome back to our beautiful faces. On the last game of the day, too, we almost went out flawless, Kobe.
Game 30 of this
Game
week
30.
for Academy. Yeah, you don't usually get to say that in most pro leagues, but here in Academy, I will say I do love our format of the best of 2s. These guys getting 36 games to go at it. Unfortunately, it does mean, especially in these super weeks, it does get a little bit long for us and our production team. So we're hoping that the pause gets resolved so we can hop back into the game, most importantly, and put a cherry on top for what has been a really fun super week, as we're just getting word it is a technical issue from one of the teams, and hopefully it gets resolved sooner than later.
Yeah, and a lot of fun day of games so far. Just every single game
been
we've
a treat.
had, from TSM to GG, the Team Liquid and FlyQuest games, single one's been a banger. Every single one's been close, and honestly, our expectations have kind of just been out the window since this day started.
Yeah, I feel like, God, we started the day with the CEO of Tank Plane concept and the Mundo.
Yeah.
That feels like ages
CEO
ago.
of Tanks.
Maybe it's because that Team Liquid FlyQuest series did add ages to my life, or I should say took him away. I'm really wondering how Coach Spawn felt after that one. As, I feel like TL feel like they are beating themselves a bit in these games, and hopefully they can solve that within the next week, get them back in tip-top shape as our top team.
All right, we're just getting word that the pause completely
Already?
done, settled, technical difficulties done, ready to head back onto the Rift. We finished up this last game, Dignitas versus Immortals, progressive.
Wow. I gotta say, I wanted to hold them hostage a little bit longer here.
Just a little bit longer. After a long
Yeah.
day, too, you know?
Where's my time? That's really what casters think, especially me. But
I deserve it.
Fortunately.
After casting that TL versus FlyQuest game, I deserve it.
I'm getting myself some Taco Bell tonight, and I'm enjoying it as I wallow in my need to not work tomorrow. Actually, we'll see on that. But moving forward with this game, 10 seconds until the Dragon as we get back into it. It would be Soul Point for IMT as they did roll an Infernal Soul. Not the strongest one of the game, but not bad for IMT's comp. And range is the game, as we'll see how much poke Dignitas can lay down, as Joey having to flash early. Arrow being brought down early as well. Good start for Dig, as Insanity really pumping out the damage on this Corki.
That was
We'll
nice.
see what IMT do.
That was really nice right there. In tandem with Spawn. You know, it just takes a big one plus a calling, and that chunk of damage puts Dignitas in a better situation, but still not fully
Oh, look at Joey,
establishing
look at Joey.
their presence. Oh,
Joey's
Joey,
in a
this is a
wild,
classic right
wild
here.
spot.
This
He
is
is
a
not
classic
spotted
for Joey.
Oh my
Here comes
goodness.
Hostile takeover over the wall, but
Oh,
there
that's
it
the
is.
package.
The package runs through. Chad trying to stay alive, cannot survive.
So
Spawn will
reset.
gun him down. One kill going through. Vital tries to walk away, but Tony top Goomba stomps right onto him. Dignitas fight for Dragon.
IMT were split, and okay, hold on. Spawn. Oh, he finds
Nice
him.
one.
IMT were split, and Dignitas punish. We talked earlier about how IMT, early game, really good. But as things go later, you have to be worried about Corki Poke, Corki Package, and Jackson aside then. What happened before that objective setup? It was all about the Corki Poke, man. Insanity pumped out some serious damage, and this package split up everyone on IMT.
Look at Joey. Low health from that calling plus Corki Poke. Arrow had to go heal up on some
Vital
of the
was
jungle
split.
camps. And the rest of the team just completely split away. It takes one package and Insanity finds Jet.
Oh man, Vital was trying to get through the package. He like ate his entire health bar from the Corki. As could not sync up, could not find the engage, could not stretch out the side of Dignitas. As with that package, they're the ones that are able to have first say. And they take themselves a Dragon, give themselves some footing in this series, Deserex, as that gold lead went from almost 3.5k to 1.5k. And Dignitas, as the game goes on, they have Woodcons, you have Corki Poke, you have Jackson side lane, you have Spawn empowered by this Nami with JJ. Things looking up for Dig.
Firing more missiles is going to be Insanity. Popping that poke onto Immortals as they start up the Rift Herald. Looking to butter them up right before they take the teamfight XU. Now walking into this area. Spots out Arrow, spots out Chad. Hasn't been spotted out, but aware of his presence is going to be Immortals. And too much of a threat is Arrow, Joey, and Chad, also seeing the presence established by Pretty over on the top side. So Dignitas not going to contest with it right now. Not feeling good. That last fight they had, already taking the win, cut your losses.
I do like the discipline, though, from Dig. I criticized them earlier for fighting Arrow on the Draven at level 5. That's important. Now Arrow, he doesn't have any summoner spells available. Draven very vulnerable in that state. Dignitas don't have as, I would say, not as easy of ways to attack him as they did last game, with tools like the Ahri, like the Wukong, like the Camille, but still, you can't outrange and poke him out. That's what Dig will be looking to do. As you see Spawn, actually, force.
Cleanse down.
No, not bad.
Just a simple play, simple move forward, able to get the handshake, but the calling gets returned immediately. Spawn just bringing that back to Immortals. Now looking at the setup, the map state that's gone on so far, we're only 20 minutes into this one, but a lead that Immortals had has dwindled so much down to just 1K. A lot of this off the fights Dignitas have been bringing into this mid game. Though it was a strong start by Immortals, they're struggling to keep a lead as we head into the later stages.
Yeah, also, Infernal Soul rolling that with Zoe. A little bit unlucky, as she does benefit a lot from the walls. Following people in the chokes, and Pretty now in the side lane. Zoe not quite as good in the sides. She likes when she's mid, able to really siege into the jungle. Stronger parts of the game, but speaking of sides, oh, Tony Top able to sidestep that one, but Immortals are collapsing. XU is here.
Yeah,
They're outnumbered.
Joey, here comes Chad. Looking to get the handshake onto Tony, but a simple sidestep. Keep Tony alive. The walk right out, but Immortals hunting right now for more. Still trying to hunt into the mid lane. Sleepy Trouble Bubble. There we go. Will not land, but fortunately, Spawn's gonna be okay on that
We're
one.
starting to get sleepy over here.
No kidding.
Yeah, hey, Desrex, what happened to your 45 kills in this game? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You know, we still got 20 minutes left into this game. You know, it's gonna be a 41 minute slugfest, so still gonna happen.
You know, as a caster, I'm told that we need to set expectations and revisit them. The expectation you set was aggressive, and revisiting it, it's not true.
No, what do you mean it's not true? It's about to happen. It's about to happen. Trust me on this.
I hope so.
Follow me through.
We do have teams. Yeah, we do have teams resetting here as we are 45 seconds away from this dragon, and hopefully at home you guys don't have to listen to me and SRX have some I don't know, whatever we're doing here late in the day. Hopefully we get some action to speak for ourselves as Dignitas. Looking to put something together here as Tony Top does have to cancel that base. Some nice bot lane priority here for IMT on a full reset. Arrow, tad bit late out of the base. Important to note, Insanity is picking up that package right now. He's waiting for it. So that package very critical to the dragon chances of Dig. And IMT will have to find a better way to play around it this time. As I mean, something you can really look to fight for when it comes to this package is if you land a Sleepy Trouble Bubble or if you land a Lilia ult as well. That is one way to try and force it out of Insanity early. I think that's very important for the side of IMT. Oh
Insanity
god, two
looking
flashes.
for the package.
That's not good. That's a bad start.
And Immortals will be grouped up, but they're cutting right here. This gives Insanity a window. He does want to cut off with the package.
Boy.
Going in forward, it gets stolen away. XU is able to scare it. Out comes the hostile takeover. It's able to land onto the backline, but Vital's already on the run. Insanity looking to chase him down. Throws another rocket. It's not going to take him down. Dignitas still with the pursuit. Immortals not finding much else, but finally Insanity finds the rocket. Chad going right onto Tony. Goes into his face, end of the line for Tony. Top. Pretty will grab that kill. It's a double kill coming out from Insanity, who's coming on from the flank right now. Still Insanity popping in those rockets. Trading Tony. Only losing to Dignitas getting out ahead in that fight.
And it did not start on good terms as, like, before the objective has even started. The flash was milked from both carries of Immortals in Pretty and Arrow. So the fact that they got the objective, got 2 kills, does not surprise me. As if Arrow is not able to reposition during the fight, it's really tough for him to run through it. So I think Dig doing a much better job of controlling the Draven this game, Desrex. Not allowing it to run rampant. And the game keeps on heading in Dig's favor. That early Soul win con taken away now for IMT. IMT don't really have a way to melt the Baron. It would take a while for him. I don't really see a lot of ways that IMT can fight unless they find just these big engages from Vital or a lot of poke from Pretty. As we take a second look, Vital split early. But again, look at Arrow, look at Pretty. As Dignitas retreats back into their jungle, they can't speed up over the wall. Pretty has the flashes he can steal, but it takes a while for them to get involved in the back half of this fight, and they end up paying for it.
A good attempt coming out, but the moment Insanity was able to get free from his pursuit onto Vital, he was coming in healthy, and he was coming in guns blazing, chases out the rest of Immortals.
Controlled game from Dig. Something else I really like, Spawn taking the boost of Lucidity and the Seralda's more caster Lucian, just trying to buy space, buy room to poke. As Tony Top in the side lane. He is Jax, but he is out of trinkets, has a control ward to Q2. That should be enough to get him out.
Walking right into Chad's bush. A little bit of a punish. Not much else going to be found there. Tony Top does not have teleport, so if Immortals go for a play here, they will not have their top laner. Joey can't find the hostile takeover, though.
At least he got a cleanse. Nice setup from Pretty. And they do defend their mid-outer turret. As now IMT, Tony Top coming out of base. They at least got him out of the side lane. Chad cutting the way very aggressively here. They're looking to posture. Watch Pretty. Trying to play around that wall. Does not connect with the bubble.
The poke.
Big split.
Poke coming out from Insanity. Another one landing. Chad
so
low and like that. You blink and you missed it. Vital down. Immortals on the run. And Joey, almost falling on that as well.
Do we have a Baron start? As the jungler for IMT very low. Joey forced to reset immediately. I think Dig should... They have to pull this. At least see if you can get some TPs out. Play it slow. See how much poke can connect from Insanity and then go from there is Pretty. That's a nice one.
Good Valkyrie right there. Whirling Death comes out. It's going to give some vision onto what's going on. But as you said, Chad low. It's going to be tough to get him in there to try and get that smite still. He doesn't have vision either, and JJ's on the defense, chasing away. Joey's showing up. Health so low for the Baron. It gets secured by Dignitas, and now Dignitas looking to turn this one around. Chad, wrong place to be. Will scoot on out, but Pretty finds a pick. Paddle Star lands on the Tony Top. Chad on the run now. XU looks for Pretty, but can't land the stun onto him. Immortals will get some vengeance by taking down Tony Top, but it's still Dignitas securing that Baron. We'll take the recalls, and now it's the Baron-empowered push.
It's really cute from Pretty using Ignite to get some move speed and not die to XU, but XU, the fact he got Baron, I say that's a big win for the side of Dig, as again, the start of this fight was just way too good for him. Chad out of the fight. Vital taken out. IMT, no way that they can get into this pit, no way they can contest this, an arrow going too far. Gets one tapped by Tony Top and friends. As good stuff from Dig, secure a Baron, and Dig, a nice bounce back game from him here, Deserex. As again, these are two teams, middle of the standings, trying to solidify themselves, whether they can be a top 4 team, bot 4 team. Looks like they might split 1-1. As this bounce back game from Dig, a lot more controlled in the mid game. Not letting Arrow get out of control on this Draven was a big deal. And now you have a level 16 Corki sitting at almost 3 items. That's a big problem Immortals have to figure out some way to deal with.
And wild, considering that Arrow, those first 2 kills you got, that was the early game. That was Arrow getting fed early. Was not able to continue that momentum. And Dig just shutting him down time and time again. Now Dignitas setting up around the Drake. 10 seconds till it spawns would be their 3rd Infernal, setting up on Dragon Soul Point. We also have Tony Top, who's doing the split push over on the top side.
Tony just stretching out the map. IMT can't play for this Dragon. Just trying to fix up their Baron waves. The Soul Point now for Dig. In a game where IMT were looking to pick up 4 quick Drakes, wrap up Dignitas fast. It's been a bit of a longer day here for us, Deserex. Had some games go long. But the quieter pace, I think, has really benefited Dignitas, just allowing their champions to scale, outscaling IMT, and also opening up this backdoor win con of Tony Top in the side lane. As Tony Top actually going for a bit of an off-tank build. Has Sunder. He's gotten very tanky. IMT, low damage team if they do get behind. And I think that we're starting to see that come to fruition as Insanity actually did pick up the package here. So this will be out of sync with the next Dragon Timer. That is a window that Immortals can look to punish. They can actually get there. You can see Immortals trying to do anything to save their top outer turret. This has to fall. And if they overstep, Insanity's package could pull the trigger at any moment.
Leaning in is going to be Insanity. Immortals giving a lot of respect to that package, so they'll just back out. Not going to even chance getting isolated there with the package. It is going to expire, though, so package now down for Insanity as the rest of Dignitas. Surrounding this area, you can tell Immortals looking to set up something here. Joey really playing with that Fog of War, trying to find another one of those flanking hostile takeovers. But here comes the position coming out of XU, trying to focus on the Chad. Chad will walk away from the tidal wave. Attempted engage coming out from Dignitas, but now they're losing one of their resources in the tidal wave for the engage. Is that enough for Immortals to feel like they can take an engage back? No. It's going to be no.
Getting pretty excited there for a play that's going to lead to nothing. We're just praying for some action at this point.
What do you mean? It's 14 out of 45 kills so far. We still got 21 minutes left in this game. So yeah, I'm going to get excited.
I mean, I'm not hating on your excitement. I'm just hating on the fact that was... Come on, Dig. You can take that, though. You can take that siege. You can wait on up there instead. We'll just be the reset. Dignitas throwing things down. No more Baron push for them. We're going to have a quiet 2 minutes here, Desrex. Probably no action on the map. A lot of handshakes.
Bloodbath. Nothing but war. You can't convince me otherwise,
Nothing
Cubby.
but mental warfare.
Until the Nexus is down, you're not convincing me otherwise, Cubby.
Honestly, that would have been good advice for us to take earlier in the day, as there were a couple surprise Nexuses falling. Or not falling, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. Team Liquid can't lose, right?
We've had a fun Super Week here, Desrex. It's been good times. Golden Guardians managed to win 2 games today. Good stuff.
I felt a little bit of bitterness when you said fun right there, Cubby.
No, I have had a good time today. Always had fun casting with you, Desrex. As FlyQuest TOA was a banger. GGA managed picking up 2 wins. Congrats to them. I know it's been a tough start to the split with a lot of tragic losses. But none today, as they played solid against TSM. Now Dignitas looking to make sure they walk away with 1 more win. Make this a 3-3 Super Week for them. Going up against Immortals. Trying to deny Immortals, importantly enough, from a 6-0 Super Week. They are 5-0 right now, as they absolutely ran through TSM and EG. But looks like they've come up against a bit more of a contestion here from the side of Dig.
Yeah, Dig holding this mid wave right now, and Immortals potentially looking for a setup. And if I'm looking for a setup, I'm looking towards the Drake right now. I see a minute 30 left before that soul does come up. See if Dignitas, not Dignitas, excuse me, if Immortals are willing to contest this potential engage coming out, but they would need to get positioning coming in early.
Yeah.
Poke, so good from Insanity.
Something I talked about earlier was Insanity, combining a lot of these artillery mages with Nami. The Vel'Koz Nami combo is one I liked a lot. Look at how JJ is empowering these rockets, as if these connect, they are more like missiles against Immortals. Hence, that is 1 on Arrow. A big one, mind you, and Arrow is in pain.
He's hurting. He's hurting, but you know what? I'm sure he's still
God.
smiling at the end of the day. He
Can't even just throw an axe at a minion. He just wants some health back, man. Look at Spawn's build. This is fun. Eric, this might lead to the action you wish for.
Oh, okay. We're getting closer for a bloodbath moment.
2 crit cloaks, baby.
2 crit cloaks. All the criticals. All the nat 20s. Here comes 37 kills. It's coming up right now.
If that rocket connected against Joey,
It would have been 37 kills right there.
I think he'd be like 2 HP. As Desrex waiting for the overkill from Dignitas and Insanity. Insanity, of course, that package is not synced up with this dragon, so Immortals have a bit more of a chance. But scaling for Dignitas has taken effect. And again, we are seeing Joey go unspotted on this flank, as we will see if the hostile takeover can be good.
Takeover angle. Teleport angle on
This is
top
actually
of that.
nice. This is good for Immortals. Oh, besides the fact that Arrow's... Okay, never mind. Not good for
Joey's
Immortals.
trying to get into a better position.
Arrow's out of the fight.
It was a little bit out of range there. Now finally Joey close enough to XU.
Oh, Mikhail's.
But he still hasn't popped the hostile takeover, and rest of Immortals are getting chased away, getting poked away on this.
They're so low. The amount of poke coming out from Insanity's Corki doesn't matter if he's being surrounded by everyone.
Here it is. Hostile takeover comes out. Coming over the wall. Some poke coming out from Pretty. The dragon available. Gets taken away. Secured. It's going to go over to Dignitas. And here we go with XU. Getting the reset. Looking for more. Is going to be Insanity. Will hop forward with the Valkyrie and goes golden. Baiting out the members of Immortals. Arrow trying to pick up 1 kill onto Insanity. Please, a spec. He will get nothing. No reset going through. Tony Top with the stun on to Joey. And that is going to be the cleanup for Dignitas.
Dignitas half scale, baby. This Corki is pumping out the DPS as Insanity has come to save the day for his team. Also, shout out to actually some really nice buffers on the sleeps from Immortals there, utilizing the Unstoppable on his ultimate and shifting into other souls rather well, as this will lead to a Baron. And IMT, this slow game for their early game comp has not helped them, as it will not be a perfect Super Week. Gotta figure Dignitas win this one from here. But Desrex, we have seen crazier things today.
Literally today.
Literally today.
Another look at what's happening. Look at Joey trying to set up this hostile takeover. It took him a very long time to get in position, and by then, Dig had already gotten in so much poke.
And they weren't able to funnel into the dragon, as Joey was hoping for. and Chad unable to take it away. It's really from here, it's just insanity, you know, doing court things. As flash forward does give Pretty the option to hop on out, but the rest of IMT not able to escape the clutches of Dig. We are at the later stage of the game, and in game 30, it's been a hell of a week here, but I guess, you know, circling it back to our pre-showed SRX, it really does feel like each of these junglers that, you know, we're chirping the other, trying to get the best of each other, it's going to be a 1-1.
It's going to be for both of our matchups. Is this the way trash talk works? Just trying to handshake on a neutral. Chad, you ain't about that. You ain't about that life. Don't you sit down.
Go in with the palm down. You don't want a handshake. You want the aggressive handshake. The salesman approach.
Exactly. Chad, time to sell a victory right here, right now for Immortals Progressive. Now looking for the engage is going to be Immortals Progressive. Pretty doesn't get the Everfrost onto Insanity there, and with that, the bot lane push for Dignitas is going to be successful. But Joey goes golden. This is going to be an attack coming out. Dignitas jumping in. They go onto Joey. Joey falls.
There we go. That should be done and dusted, as, again, for the side of Dig. Nice game from them. Slowing things down, staying controlled. Insanity on the... Oh, God. Oh, my goodness, Insanity. Dear Lord.
Insanity. That's Insanity for you right there. Just poking him out. You know, we see Pretty on the Zoe. It is usually one of the most disgusting poke champions. You haven't met Insanity's Corki. He drops missile after missile. I'm sorry, Vital. You're not long for this world. Dignitas taking it back to even up this series 1-1 apiece.
Good stuff from Dig. Good stuff from Insanity. Also Spawn, 7-1-4 on the Lucian. Danced it around arrows. Draven, nice in the back half of that game. As that's going to wrap it up for this Super Week. We of course, still have words from Dig later. But, man, good bounce back from them. Looking forward to hearing how they were able to recoup after a crazy game 1. Make sure the game 2 fell in their favor.
Yeah, a nice bounce back from Dignitas. Very well needed when it came down to things, but ultimately, you know, I know you guys are probably tired. We're feeling a little bit tired, and the Dignitas guys are on standby for an interview, so don't leave just yet. I know you want to know what XU has to say, so we'll be right back. Pyra will join you with an interview with XU.
remember I asked you to meet in the middle. Now I'm here all alone again. You remember I call you. You were talking in riddles. Now you're lying to me again. You think I'm going crazy, but I'm not missing you. I only miss the illusion you pretended to be. I'm not acting crazy. I just said we're through. Baby, you gave a lot. What about trust? What about all this time you looked in my eyes, babe? What about commitment? What about all the empty promises? Oh, what about? Oh, what about? Trust. How could I be so stupid when I got all the signs? I guess that is love. Now the red flags are lucid, and I know that I'll be fine. I guess that is self-love. You think I'm going crazy, but I'm not missing you. I only miss the illusion you pretended to be. I'm not acting crazy. I just said we're through.
All right, everybody, welcome back once again as we're closing out the day. Dignitas Academy upsetting Immortals Academy at the end there to stymie their perfect week and give them a loss next to you. You were a big part of that. How does it feel to finally, after all this buildup, after all the back and forth with Chad, to go 1-1 up against him to close out the week?
I mean, to be honest, it feels terrible. Like, that definitely should have been a 2-0. The game one was pretty disgusting. Like, I think Chad played really bad with that invade, but I played even worse. So, I mean, I let him get away with it and made him look good, so it's okay. But I think if he keeps playing like that come Proving Grounds, like, I'll definitely 2-0 him next time.
Ooh, okay, I'm looking forward to the next meeting already. I will say, even though you didn't win game number one, you had a really big hero moment around the back of the Dragon Pit. Do you want to talk me through that, like that big distraction play you had that set your team up for success?
I think maybe the trash talk got a little personal for him because he kind of left his whole team to come chase me. So, I was already inting, so I was down for it. Just come run around in circles with me while your whole team dies.
I mean, is this like next level strategies? Like, was this like, were you laying the groundwork so you try to get inside his head and 4D chess him?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just run it down on purpose and then make him come waste his time with me. It's not bad.
I mean, hey, that's what I always tell my teammates in solo queue, right? Like, I swear I'm doing this as planned. But yeah, seriously, man, you got the win at the end. I know you are a very self-critical player, and you spoke about your debut not being exactly what you wanted, despite the fact that it was a 1-1 split today. Do you feel better after the win in game number 2?
Honestly, no. I still think I played really bad. I think my first round robin has been really disappointing, so I'm going to work really hard, make sure this break doesn't go to waste, and the second round robin will go. I'll definitely be the best jungler for the second round robin.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. Is there anything in particular you're working on? You just think it's just individual play? Do you think the team needs to mesh a little better? It's hard for me to tell.
I think the decisions I'm making are fine. It's just the execution. Maybe I'm getting a little too greedy with it. Like in game one, the game was over as soon as I stole the red buff back from him. I think his game is just absolutely ruined, but I tried to get even more. Like maybe the personal beef got in my head a little bit. I was like, man, I got to kill this guy at my red. Like how dare he do this? And then I entered a little bit. So yeah, really disgusting play, but I think the idea was good. So that's what matters going forward.
Let's try to get the execution down. Now, I do want to give you a chance because, all this trash talk that's been going left and right, I believe Chad had a couple of choice words the last time we spoke to him, and he did say you kind of get carried a little bit by your mid laner. Do you want to clap back at him? Because it kind of seemed like maybe he was getting a bit carried by his.
Honestly, I don't really think that's even a diss. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm getting carried by my team right now. So I think it's okay for him to say that. I don't really care. I think maybe I had a bigger gripe with the fact that you guys said that we were underdogs today. I think that's a little disappointing to hear. So hopefully in the second round robin, it won't even be close when it comes to comparing Dignitas and Immortals, because I don't want to be compared to them. They're not good.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're putting us on notice. Man, I wasn't ready for that one, but I will convey that right back. Well, XU, I think all things considered, it sounds like you got a lot of plans going ahead into the second round robin. Looking forward to seeing how it all shakes out. Before I let you go, do you want to say anything to your fans, and to anybody you want to shout out.
Sorry to the people who are cheering me on, but I'm really thankful for the support. Like, I still see people cheering me on, even though I'm playing pretty bad. So I definitely won't disappoint in the second round robin. Yeah.
All right, looking forward to seeing it. Thank you so much for your time, XU, and we will see you next week. Gentlemen,
Thank you.
we're coming back right now to the end of the day, the Super Week. It's rounded out. Ooh, but before we get into that, XU, he definitely is still on the self-critical train.
Can I give that a 5 on the spice? That last little trash talk we got from XU? My
Yeah.
word. Woo,
Dude, he put us on
low.
blast. I wasn't ready for that.
I will say, I want to say I didn't really pick a favorite coming into the day. I just said that Immortals were hot. Both these teams are middle of the standings, but yeah, I don't want to be compared to them. They're a bad team. That's a great line. And
Yeah.
again, for XU, I really like when our players, are self-critical and hold themselves to a higher standard. I feel like XU is being a little bit harder on himself than what he should be after maybe that 1-1 split, but there have been a couple games where I feel like he hasn't played as well as some of the moments I saw from Spring, and I'm really hoping that he's, keeps on playing at that level. I know we saw a bit of that yesterday with some of the Wukong engages he had, because when XU's on, he's really fun to watch. I think he's really good at finding engages. He's really good at, breaking the pace, the script of the game to make sure that his team comes out ahead. And I hope that we get to see more of that XU in the second round robin. I know that he wants to see it too.
All right. Well, that was it for our Super Week of games. Man, we were quite a marathon, but we do want to go around the horn, wrap a few things up. Let's take a look at our Samsung Fast 5 for the Super Week.
Not just for the Super Week, before the split. I know the one thing I'm looking for on this graphic is anyone going to beat Joey's fastest item transform? That's a no. And still not the case for this upcoming week. That's a 5:02.1. That is a... Yeah, that's
That is quick. That's a speed run.
That's a speed run.
Nice from Rosethorn too. Considering, like, you always got to remember, Rosethorn is a sub in this group, but he's still performing like he belongs with CLG.
Oh boy, yeah, definitely some great numbers. And thank you, Samsung, for the Fast 5. We are keeping all that stuff, tracked all of it on a lockdown. And, well, we're closing things out here. It has been so many games. You talked about it, Cubby. 30 games in this Super Week. So let's just recap things a little bit as it's all gone down, because we kind of have to stretch back.
Ooh.
It's a 2-0 start for Golden Guardians.
No.
Split Team Liquid. Yeah, no, I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that.
C9,
Yeah. You guys didn't know about this
God.
on the other stream on Path to LCS. C9 2-0 to 100 Thieves. That full roster, they're looking great. Return of the King and Destiny 2.
I wanted to take a bit of a break after our Super Week. We had 30 games, but it looks like I got to go watch that one right after this. What the hell happened
Esports
there?
never sleeps,
I was
Cubby.
making that argument, Cubby. I was making that argument that King and Destiny have an argument to be the best bot lane when it comes to this, and that 2-0, it's adding to it, Cubby. It's adding to it.
That's I was really looking forward to that series. I think it could have won anyway, and I would not have been that surprised, but really curious to see how C9 ended up with that 2-0. I know that I saw Kelsey tweeted about how good Shaded and Copy looked in that series. Curious to see if that was indeed the case.
Absolutely. Well, I think this does make things a little interesting going forward. We will still have ourselves another week before we go on break for 4th of July. Let's go ahead and take a look at our schedule coming up and going forward for the final week of June and week 4, the final end of the round robin into the new one. We'll start with CLG Academy taking on C9 Academy. Both teams honestly pretty hot at the moment. And then 100 Thieves Academy taking on Team Liquid Honda. I think that one's still pretty hyped despite some of the losses we have seen. And then, of course, we follow up. We have FlyQuest Academy, Dignitas Academy, GG Academy, and Immortals Progressive, TSM Academy, and EG Academy as we alternate the stream left and right. I wanted to say, like, what are your big games? I feel like I know the answers, but I want to hear you say it anyway.
The first two. I would make the argument that those first two games we saw on the board, Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves and Cloud9 versus CLG, the 4 strongest teams we have in the Academy right now. I really feel that way. I think CLG's really, really leveled up.
Yeah, I got to agree with that one. I echo that sentiment completely. Those are the matches I'm excited about. I'm always excited to see another CLG game and see how Meech is going to perform, but just Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves, my word, that is like the battle for dominance of the bracket, the ladder so far.
Not to mention the history between them, too. The first time we see them meeting, we saved it for the end of the first round robin. The last 2 Proving Grounds finals.
Back to the finals,
all the head-to-heads, the best of 15 we had in 21 summer between those 2 squads. Always fun to see them go toe-to-toe. And the first crack that Tenacity has at Team Liquid Academy this year could be the big difference maker in that series.
So many previews, so many things to look forward to, but that is it for us here on the Academy stream and here for the LCS Academy for Super Week. Thank you for watching, sticking with us. It's been quite a long ride, but we're pulling right into the station, so we'll see you all next time. Take care. Be good to each other.